So today we have something very special for you. We're going to be working on our hips, knees and ankles as we do. But today we have a little bit of a nice background to it, just so we can enjoy our workout a little bit more, because not even my vacation is going to keep me from helping you out with your mobility problems. So we're going to start with some nice internal rotation for our hips by bringing our knees down to the ground. Now, for some of you, if you have enough core strength, you can put your hands behind your head and stay a little bit more upright, like so. Let's just switch the mic closer here. All right, so left knee, right knee, and we're rolling over our toes, so we have a nice little stretch in our Achilles tendon, in our ankle, and even in our tippy toes, moving from one side to the other. And repeat just a couple of more times before we move into a crossover. Left side, crossover to the right side, and repeat a whole couple of times. If you find that I'm going too fast, you can always slow down the movement, of course, but I think keeping up a nice little pace is going to add some strength and strength endurance parts to the workout too. Now from here, we're going to add some more rotation, and since the ground is really uncomfortable, I am going to have to help out a little bit with my hands. But what we want to do is roll over our feet, roll over our toes like so, sit down all the way with an external rotation on one side and internal rotation on the other side. And we also have external rotation in our knee as well as internal rotation in our knee. Now, we're going to sit down to one side, we're going to sit down to the other side and add some hips to it. Push forward, get a nice little stretch in our quadriceps and in our hip flexors. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, sitting down, pushing forward, and repeating, as always, just a handful of times to either side. The left, up, and to the right. Two more times. Left side, right side, and now we're going to increase the range of motion even more from the deep squat to the rotation, and turn downwards and bring your head all the way to the ground for switching up deep squat position, full rotation to the outside. Pull your upper body closer and bring your head to the ground. Now we're going to repeat this a couple of times. Internal, external, downwards. We have some rotation in our lumbar and thoracic spine, and our spinal erectors are getting a little bit of a stretch here. And then when we move to the other side, you're also going to notice a tiny stretch in your latissimus and maybe even in your obliques if your core is not as flexible as it's supposed to be. And I'm using my hands here for a lot of support because, as I said, the ground is really uncomfortable here. But other than that, it also takes off a little bit of the strength edge, so we can go more and focus on our mobility instead of our strength endurance. More turn, one more time for the other side, like so, before we go back into our classic starting position, the deep squat, and back to an upright position. Add some hip flexor mobility with classical hip thrusts, and from here we want to switch back. Deep squat position, hip thrust position, return, repeat, and you have to flex your gluteus maximus as well as your medius and minimus, because you want to push them together so we have a nice little stretch up here in the antagonists. We have talked about reciprocal inhibition multiple times, just so you remember or you find out if this is your first time here. Reciprocal inhibition is basically just flexing the antagonists of a muscle that you want to stretch, because that automatically relaxes them. So one more time for a hip thrust, and then from here we're going to go to one of my favorite exercises, which is the deep squat to pike. So basically you start in a deep squat position, upper body upright, and move your head closer to your knees, closer, closer, closer. Extend your legs fully and flex your abdominals and your quadriceps to get a little bit of extra stretch in your biceps femoris or your hamstrings, the back sides of your legs. Deep squat, pike position. Deep squat, pike position. 2 more times. There is 1. There is 2. And as a finisher, we're going to do a deep squat hold. For this one, sit down all the way. We're going to bring our shoulders inside at knee height. We're going to open our arms and push our legs backwards to open up the insides of our hips, like so. And you're going to pull in your chin to your chest. So we have a full semicircle in our blacks. Yes, in our blacks. So my black is fully flexed, basically. So like so, round your back, pull forward as much as you can, let go, grab your toes, extend your legs into a forward fold, pull yourself down, and we made it. We're done for today. I hope you enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun, a lot easier than yesterday because it had like 30 degrees in the sun, and now we have a little bit more of shade. So we're gonna have a couple of videos here this week. I will see you tomorrow because new videos every day. Captain Cairo, peace out.